Um, how do I say this? I'm not gonna say any names, but you know what I'm talking about if you're hearing this. How do you deal with toxic family, especially from your boyfriend or from your girlfriend, like from the other person? Like, how do you deal with their toxic family?
Okay, that's a good one because I have a lot of experience
Okay,
apparently.
good. I'm gonna need some advice.
Okay, so
Still not saying names, but
it
you know.
always, yeah, no say names. Just it always depends on the family member, who they are, how close they are to them.
Yeah, just some tips on how to deal with it. Like, you
Well, it
know.
depends on the situation. So,
So
what specific?
hypothetically,
Hmm.
all hypothetical.
Hmm.
If you know certain parent, like if the parentals,
Hmm.
whatever you however you say that word, the parentals,
Hmm.
you know, if they're a little toxic or whatever, like, or maybe kind of like overbearing or
Hmm. Okay, so bottom line, I'm
just
gonna
like,
stop you right there. Bottom line, whose relationship is it? Yours and your significant other, or their parental, or your parental?
see, why are you trying to get specific?
I'm just saying, if it's you guys' relationship, you guys make the decisions. If you let any outsider, it doesn't matter who it is, into that relationship, you guys, when you guys are sexual,
Mm-hmm.
is there any parental? Is there any friends? Is there anybody else? Think about that before you guys make a decision with other people versus a decision
Well, if your
together.
family is a part of your family, like for me, it's like if that I'm a Pisces, so I have a little empath, whatever, something here and there, and like I feel people's pain sometimes, whatever.
Hmm.
So I'm like, especially if it's somebody you know close with, you're like, man,
I
this
understand the
parent
empath.
member, not parent member, this family member, you know, torture is a hard word, but like it's rough over there, man. It's like, yo, it affects you, so it affects me.
Okay.
You know, like how do you deal with, do you step in, do you just kind of like let
But
them deal
it
with it?
depends on the situation, like what's going on. Because I can only give you from my experience. I have defended my significant other against their toxic family member, and I'm
So
like,
you
you
stepped
say,
in.
yeah, I stepped in because that
Do you
is
think that
my
was
significant
wise?
other. To be honest, yes, it's letting them know you have their back. That may be a family member. They're never gonna stop being the family member.
Right.
Who are you gonna be in their life?
Uh-huh.
So, okay, let's say if a
But
party's going on,
yeah.
right? So,
So let's be realistic.
okay.
How are the two ways that shows up? It could be like, oh, I hear you. Damn, I didn't know I was doing that to so and so. I'll figure my ways out. Or they could be offended, like, yo, fuck you. This is my family. I don't care. Like, you know,
I,
they
I've
gotta deal with
I've
that.
dealt with both. So the one that says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was happening." It's like, well, you clearly see how they're reacting,
Yeah.
and this is your family member.
But they took it well.
You know, they took it well and they apologized, and if anything, their relationship got stronger,
Yeah.
and all of our relationship got stronger at that point.
And what's the other
The
side?
other side is that if they were just negative about it, it's like, then you have a problem with yourself, and I will not allow that because I am with this person who I care about, and I'm
So
not gonna let you speak to them
so
like
how do
that.
you help your significant other? How do
Yeah.
you how do you fix that?
I give them a choice. Do you want to continue to be around this toxic person? They may be your family. There will
So
always
you try
be.
to excommunicate them from the family?
No, no, not excommunicate, not excommunicate. Like I said, I give them an option, meaning, do you want to continue to take this or not? Because you don't have to. You don't have to allow what you don't want in your life.
But you know how things could be, like, you know, I bring up Jay-Z and Kanye a lot, whatever, because like there was always a clear big brother, little brother
Hmm.
dynamic. It's hard to get away from it.
Hmm.
You're your own man. Kanye is his own man. He got more money than Jay-Z, like, but he's still little brother.
Hmm.
You know, and so there's that dynamic time in the family. It's like that too. Like, oh, that's my mom, that's my dad. This is how they are. It's how I deal with it. You know, but you can see it deteriorating that person.
Hmm.
How do you show up?
Do you show up for the person? I mean,
Because what you're saying is trying to, like, you're saying like just make like abstain from that. You're telling them to abstain from all that.
no, I'm telling them, do you want to continue to receive that negativity? If you do,
Mm-hmm.
continue to be in that. If you don't, abstain from that. That's what I'm
But those are the
saying.
options.
What other option is there? You're either going to take it or you're not.
You don't think there's a chance that person could change?
The other person,
Yeah,
who's causing that, yes, and that's why you speak to them about that.
but don't you think it should be on them, not you?
The significant other who you're trying to, yes. However, if there's a situation where they're not speaking up, and let's say you try, I will always let my significant other speak up for themselves when it comes to their family. Now, in front of me, if the family members disrespecting my significant other, I will speak up. That is my significant other.
Yeah,
you will not speak to them like that in my presence.
Yeah.
That is a no-go.
So that's a lot more clear with that. Like if you disrespect them,
like I protect my own.
Yeah, but like if I'm like you're fine, but you're outside the family, but the family is hurting who you're with. You know,
it's like I'm gonna let them make a move, and I'm gonna tell them it's like, do you want to continue to accept this or not? Because I can't sit here and let them continue to put you down in front of me.
Well, do you? Right. Like if you tell them like, hey, you want to be in this or not, and
they choose their family, like if they choose to keep being put down, that's on you. I'm sorry, I have to go.
So you leave?
Yeah, I have to. I cannot sit there and watch that only because it's like
it's hurting you.
It's hurting
you watching them get hurt.
Yeah, okay. And it's like they have a choice. That person has a choice. Do you want to continue to receive that or not?
Yeah,
I'll be here standing right with you. If you don't want to continue to receive that, that's fine.
But what if you're like a shining light in their life, and they still just don't know how to stand up for themselves?
To be honest, we're 88 babies. We're adults.
You just remove your life.
We are adults. We are adults. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not children. Children is different.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with a child versus dealing with adult is different. You're an adult.
Now let me change up the dynamic a little bit. What if you depend on that family member that's abusive?
Why?
In some kind of
I
way?
need to know why you depend on that person.
You might same way people fall back on family. You're like, oh man, I need a ride to the, so and so. Like, maybe I got in a car accident. Maybe I need a ride. I need some shelter. I need like,
Okay, and if your significant other cannot provide that for you at the time,
so your significant other should be the one to step up in that regard.
Exactly, because you're your significant other.
Yeah.
Now, if they're able to, great. If they're not able to, I could understand where your frustration is trying to reach out to the person who's putting you down. However, there are multiple people out here. There's 7 billion people out in the world. Yeah. You don't have to go to that family member. You don't. Okay. You have a choice. Some people feel like they're trapped and they don't have that choice. I want to tell you something. You do have a choice. You're not trapped. Now, you could find somebody else. There's always somebody else.
Still hypothetical. But now, what if there's like kids involved?
Okay.
On like that side of the family where you have a beef with the person that's in charge of the kids. You're just like, and they're like, yo, you know what? You ain't gonna. I'm cutting everybody off. Like, you can't even come over here no more.
Okay, let me give you a little bit of my.
Now you can't see your sister.
Let me give you a little bit of my experience. That's happened to me.
Yeah.
I have 20 nieces and nephews due to my
How many family. Do you
see? Let me see. I see them all from time to time. I am not allowed to go to 2 of them.
You're not allowed to?
Right.
Okay.
So if I see them on in the street, I'll say hi. If I see them at my parents' house for like a family gathering, I'll say hi.
But why are you not allowed to see them?
Because I had problems with their significant others, or they had problems with me for whatever reason. And that's okay, because you choose who you choose.
Okay.
I'm never going to stop loving my niece or nephew. Okay. That's still my blood.
Okay.
Whether they decide to get to know me in the future after they become a legal adult, and where their parents can't say you can't see this aunt and uncle anymore. Like, once they become a legal adult and they want to reach out to me, I am here. But until that time, there's nothing I can do about it, and I have to accept that. As hard as it may be, as painful as it may be, I have to accept it, and I have.
Yeah.
For my sanity and for everybody else.
I appreciate that insight. That's good to hear. I didn't even know I was gonna bring that topic. I'm happy that you actually can relate to it.
Oh, absolutely. I can relate to a lot.
When you saw the agenda, you're like, ooh.
that because I have a lot to say. Like, there's been different scenarios.
Yeah.
A lot of different scenarios in my family, and
You feel like the black sheep in a couple of your scenarios growing up?
I feel like the black sheep every time.
Yeah.
Because I am not only the baby girl of the family, I'm ninth out of
Baby
10
girl.
kids, but I'm also one of the ones that were born here, so I got the advantages that others didn't. When it comes to yes, I learned Spanish first, but I quickly picked up English. So I didn't have to do other things that like my sisters had to do, like they quickly. Yes, I got married, but I didn't have kids right away. I still had an offer job versus they didn't. They weren't able to fully provide for themselves, where straight from the bat I was able to, whether I was in a relationship or not.
Yeah.
You know, so I had those advantages. So yes, I am looked down on as a black sheep, and now that I'm doing my business, it's like, wow, like she gets to do all this. It's like, but there's choices that everybody gets to make every day. Buckshots over here knows I've been stressed out, but I still show up. I still get up in the morning. I still get things done because you have a choice. Bottom line, end of the day, are you gonna show up for yourself or not? And if you don't, if you feel like being in whatever measure you're gonna be in, that's on you, but you're the one that has to live with it. So for me, for my business, for Bold and Confident, I am being bold and confident in my life. Everything negative that comes in my way, I deal with it and I try to turn it around for the positive, just because that's what I want for my life. That's what I want to live with at the end of the day.
Right.
Is being positive.